such an asshole.
Case number 14. We have 14 of these. And then I also have, I think that means we have more than real life marriage field reports. Now, if you have a real life marriage field report, please send it in. And as always, you could send in the good ones too. I await for the good dating Christian girl story. You let me know when you had a good experience, because right now it's 14-0 bad experiences, or just typical. I guess a bad one would be like she stabbed you. Because right now, just like the average dating experience is a fraud who claims to be a Christian and they're mentally ill. They're bad people, wolf in sheep's clothing, and then hoodwinking you dumb young, well, maybe not so young, you dumb Christian guys. Like, oh, she says she's Christian. Like, shouldn't there be like a USDA certification process? Like, no, she's like, we certify her Christian girl, not slut looking for forgiveness and trying to hoodwink Ned Flanders out of his money. And you guys come in there, oh, finally, let's just admit it. It's just forget the Christian shit. You finally are going to get your peen touched. You're finally going to get laid. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're human. You're supposed to want to get laid. Are you, question. Yes, you, sir, in the back, who's going to ask a very uncomfortable question for Christian people, especially in the United States. Are you guys still doing that anti-sex thing? Are you still doing like it's only for creating more Christian babies and there should be no passion or lust? Like, are you timid males in the church? Like, oh, I can't tell the women what we really want. Bitch, put on a French-made lingerie outfit. You can wear the crucifix too. We'd be, yes, you and me time. We're going to do some nasty shit. Yeah. I don't care that we're Christian. There's no rules that says we can't do that. We're married. We could do whatever we want. And then she comes out with the Bible hitting you. That's bad. It's bad. Sex is bad. Is sex still bad in Christianity? That's what I want to know. 1 in the comment, yes, it's still bad. 0, no, we finally loosened the fuck up and admitted that God wants us to be happy and have fun. If we're married. From an agent in the field, hey, Cappy, you could just call me Bob for this. I have 2 dating a Christian girl stories. So is this what? Case number 14 and 15? We'll just call it case 14. You can add to your collection in both cases. I'm in my late 40s and I still got Jesus zoned. Jesus zoned. Dude, that's awesome, man. That's a thing. That you got Jesus zoned. I love it. Friend zoned, but it was Jesus zoned by a born-again virgin. Of course, she gave her funnest and most dick goblinist sexcapades to some fucking not Christian guy. But you, because I love you and I respect, I'm going to wait. I know. It's like, apparently I gave your little sister all the money and hugs in the world, and you, I'm going to kick in the shins because I love you. I respect you. Both of these events happened in the last 5 years. I'm going to keep things somewhat vague for privacy. If you want any details, let me know. I'll be happy to follow up. I met the first girl through a shared interest, which I don't want to get too detailed about because of aforementioned privacy reasons. But basically, it's a perfectly normal thing that's not related to religion. We interacted a few times at the social events based on this interest. We got along super well. Even though she was a single mom, I still had very genuine interest in her. So I got her number. We texted back and forth a bunch. I asked her out. She was 100% into me. The situation was all green flags and good signs all the way up to the date. Wait a minute. So we haven't even gone on a date yet. Plane ain't even out of the hangar. Green flags. How many green flags are there? Like you're texting back and forth and like they either show up or they don't. I don't know. Time comes, I take her out for dinner. She tells me more about her spirituality. I tell her about mine. We exchange a few life stories. We talked for hours, Cappy. She told me all of her about her red flags, which I subsequently made fun of so much that she laughed until her face hurt. A direct quote from her. Everything was going well. I really wish I was a doomer. I wish I was being pessimistic, but you just like, dude, okay, single mom and at the okay, all right. Things are going well. Okay, all right. Um, Everything was going well. And when the restaurant closed, we wound up in the parking lot making out like teenagers. We rounded a couple of bases and almost got a hotel room for the home run. But the single mommy had a babysitter curfew to abide by. So we called it a night. No, she could have. Okay. She had all the time. How quick is it? Like it's 5 minutes if you push it. It's 5 minutes, right? Or you could drive her there. She could be doing something else. I mean, really. It was great. It was better than I hoped for. What could possibly go wrong here, right? Well, the next day she texted me a whole bunch of bitch babble, and the only thing you need is the summary. Dude, that happened. Secular girl. Everything was great and wonderful, and then all of a sudden, this was before texting days, and then you're like, what happened? I'll tell you, you know what it was? She's probably on drugs. It could have just been booze too. But when I've had that where the girl's like on fire and let's go, da 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 da, and then the next day it's a completely different person, drugs. This is drugs. Well, the next day she texted me a whole bunch of bitch babble, and the only thing you need is the summary. She was sorry for being a tramp. We can never do anything like that again. Oh no, 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 no. Dude, I made out with the girl and then she cried on the floor, begging forgiveness from Jesus. No, no, no. I think there's a song that goes something like, no, 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 no. She was sorry for being a tramp. We can never do anything like that again, not even hold hands or kissing. And it's all because she's a good Christian who is saving herself for marriage. Oh, there's Christian and then there's mentally ill or drug addicts. I know this was kind of a you problem, but you know whose problem that is? That's a her problem. You're ready to go. Your body obviously wants to do it. Enough drugs has entered your system. Your beaker female mind like actually calm the fuck down that you might be able to enjoy life a little bit. And then when you sobered up, oh my god, I almost had fun. My body was screaming at me to do a thing that's natural. Oh my god, I can't let that happen. I don't know, ladies. I don't know what world that's like, and I don't care. I'm just happy you're the ones living in it, not me. It's gotta suck. That has gotta suck. Oh. And yeah, she's gonna save herself. Okay, sure you are. Yes, sir. A single mom with more issues than Sports Illustrated told my late 40-something ass with 100% sincerity that I couldn't even expect to hold hands with her again because she was saving herself for marriage. Was this like a particularly strict synod or sect within Christianity? Or she just batshit insane? You can't hold hands. Yeah, okay. That went over as well as you would expect it to, even better. She actually tried to string me along after dropping that bomb, but I had zero patience, cut her ass loose, and life went on. Yeah, no, good for you because like I don't know what drugs motivate the mind at that point in time. But it looks like she wanted more attention. No, you don't. We don't do it. We're fresh out of attention, sweethearts. We're fresh out of attention. Maybe a year later, I met a second girl at a park shop, which she was managing. The thing. I stopped in for some widgets I needed. Her sweet dog was there, and since I'm a complete sucker for bitches, we hit it off pretty fast. Related side note, please give some extra scritches. Oh, scratches to the dog of no real value, earliest convenience. Yeah, I haven't seen her in a year. Kind of miss that dog. So anyway, girl number 2 and I chit chat about dogs. I show her pictures of my dogs. I ask her for a number. She gives it to me. Fast forward a week, and we're out having a drink while exchanging life stories. We talk about her spirituality. She's a Christian. She drops subtle hints about how she has a past, but she's saved now. Why can't the past just be like, I'm just I was a drug dealer. I'm no joke. Like I was a drug dealer. I was a thief. I was a drug addict. And then I got saved. Like, why is it always, oh, I blew a bunch of guys over in the city dump and she's saved now and blah blah blah. Basically, I'm in my late 40s, so nothing about this is in any way new or surprising, and the date goes fine. We talk some more over the next few days, and I set our next date on a Sunday. First, we'll go to church, then lunch. There you go. There you go. Dude, this should be so simple, right? And you're a late 40s dude. Like, you don't have time for bullshit. Like, it should just be like, do you want to play a game of pool? Just yes. Do you want a donut? Do you want this glass of water? It should just be so fucking simple. We're going to go to church and then we're going to get lunch. That is the simplest date I've ever heard in the history of the world. But I bet you, I got a question for you ladies. Is there a little, not devil shoulder or devil angel, but is there a voice? Hang on. Got to pause this. Hang on. Sorry about that. This is what happens when you have modern day American contractors. This is what happens. Let's continue on. 40 saved now, blah, blah, blah. First, we go to church. Okay, here it is. We talk some more over the next few days and set our next date on a Sunday. First, we'll go to church, then to lunch. And now my fear is that this is going to, that this simple date is going to be fucked up. Oh, and that's what I was going to ask you, girls. When there's a very simple thing, like, do you want to get pancakes? Is there a voice in your head that compels you to make it complicated, that compels you to fuck this shit up? Like, it was I'm not joking. I'm simplifying and generalizing, admittedly, but it is statistically majority true. There'd be simple shit, and you girls have to fucking complicate it, either by simply being late or delaying, or can we reschedule, or I don't know. How are we going to complicate? Hey, I can't fathom the ways you girls have labs. Like, okay, we'll come up with a new and fantastical way to make this more complicated than it has to be. First, we'll go to church, then to lunch. I was going to win that good girl's heart the old-fashioned way, Cappy. Let me tell you, it very well might be the most respectful I've ever been about anyone's belief, spirituality. And spoiler alert, it didn't fucking matter. Sunday comes along, I pick her up, we go to service, everything's okay. We go to lunch, we're having a good time, and somehow she's the one that brings the conversation around to sex and body count histories. No big deal to me. It was going to come up eventually, so I thought I was cool with it. Cappy, I knew I wasn't exactly buying lunch from Mother Teresa, but the hose beast hit me with an amazing 1-2 combo. The first thing she told me was how she was a vet, and that while she was active duty, she basically used to give it out to anyone with a wink and a smile. Well, I'm in shock from hearing this revelation. And now but it's okay. Jesus, he waved his hand. He did the no more slut hand wave, and now she's pristine. She's born again. God, that's tiring. I'm just reading this, and this is, of course, I'm tired from dealing with fucking shit, but used to give it out to anyone for a wink and a smile. While I'm in shock from hearing this revelation come out, she then proceeds to tell me that she's a born-again virgin and is saving herself. I somehow retained my composure long enough to end the date, waited a few hours to regain my ability to think straight, and then quickly dumped her. Like, do you even bother calling him back? He just like, no, I'm done with this shit. You don't even bother calling him back. So there you go, Cappy. That's my stories about how I got Jesus zoned first by a single mom and then by a vet who handled more live fire loads than her entire artillery regiment. Hope you enjoyed them. I did, because it wasn't me. It wasn't me. All right, let's go to the super chats. No super chats. There you go. Link below are two resources. The Book of Numbers, analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women, because you Christian boys, men, need to realize you are dating secular girls, no matter what they say. And even if the girls are Christian, they are still girls, and the statistics still apply. I would argue, would it be a ballsy claim of me to say that is the foremost and most thorough actuarial study on women's behavior when it comes to dating and romance and sex and marriage? I think I will stand by that, because no one had the balls to do it, because otherwise people might be offended. Oh no, the lady doth be offended. Quick, marshal the National Guard and kill that man. And then also the menu life without the opposite sex, because damn, man, especially if you're Christian, you guys aren't going to find no gals. You really aren't. A lot of you aren't. That's it. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.